So, hello everyone. Today I will be talking about the theories we have discussed in the previous classes and what we have covered for the following weeks. So, we'll be starting talking about what's deviance. And the meaning of the word deviant means the violation of established norms or behaviors from certain people. So as we can mention some example of these kind of behaviors, it's criminals. Also, it's the use of drugs of certain people, or compulsive gamblings, or another m- people with mental ill. That's considered as something deviance as well. Also, deviance is relative. So what we accept it as a community or a society might be rejected for as a punishment in another one. So what I mean in this deviance example is that in some countries there's uh, legal some things versus in other countries it's illegal. So, as an example, it's the use of a certain type of drugs, like for example, here in Canada, the use of cannabis or the use of marijuana, it's illegal, versus like in another type of countries, like the use of marijuana, it's totally illegal in any other environment. As well, like the same sex in marriage. So in some cultures, it's really well accepted, versus in other countries, it's not well accepted, and it's illegal as well, and can be penalized as well. So now we'll be talking about what's a crime and what's the word criminology. So, and the word crime is a formal or conduct that is prohibited and it's considered as a crime versus the word criminology stands for the scientific approach that it's studying everything that is considered as a crime. That's considered what's criminology. Now, what we'll be talking about what's the difference between crime and what's crime and what's versus criminology. So basically, the difference between crime and criminology is that crime is the action that have been distinguished and requesting like a formal intervention for in order to commit like a crime. In the other hand, what we consider deviance refer to the behavior that go against these social standards for a society that might be associated with any investor or anything that is happening in for these norms. So there are type of crimes that exist. They are the most common ones that we are now aware that it's happening. So the first type of crime that I will be talking it's in gambling. That gambling it's considered like a really in the first like type of crime. It's really um in the top like five of the type of crimes that there exist. It's gambling. A second one is the possession of drugs. So basically, it's possessing any kind of drugs that they are not allowed to carry in, and it would be illegal in some countries. Also, the possession of fire weapons, so the use of any guns or carrying a gun, it's really prohibited and it's not allowed. That's considered another crime. And also, like any other thing that it's illegal to have or like to carry in this case, like the use of guns that we are talking about. Also, there's this type of theories that involve everything about crime. So the first one that we will be talking about it's the rational choice theory. The rational choice theory argues when a person or like took a logical decision to commit a crime, and it causes them to make not to make this crime. So in order for this to happen, it needs to be three main points. So it needs to be swift, certain, and severe. These three needs to happen in order to make this theory be involved. And then we'll be talking about the social approach or the functionalism theory. So the social designation theory assert that the industrial cultures have a higher pers- perspective in order for a crime to happen. So what we understood for this theory is when, let's give an example. If someone from another culture commits a crime, they are more likely to be like arrested or maybe make something for because they do this type of crime. For example, I will say in America, if an African or any people with another race or with another culture that is not the ones that are in that specific country commit that type of crime, that type of people will be more judged or anything because they are more likely to commit that type of crime. The next one will be the staying theory. So basically, this type of theory argues the causes that it's because of the deviance that it's in our society, and it's in a social structure that we can be able to see it. Also, these socio-ecological approaches comes with several of them. So the first one that we will be talking about is the conformity one, then the ritualism, rebellion, and innovation. So these are the social approaches that we more take like more in depth, and we have been talking more in our class. And then this is the labeling theory. So basically, the labeling theory states that you are labeling someone because the way that they look, or you are telling how these people look based on their appearance, or you start judging this type of people. And then the rest of the people will think, and they will label this type of people as the way they are. As an example, let's say that Peter, I consider that Peter is a criminal. So I start judging him and I start telling him that he is a criminal. Then the rest of the people will start assuming that Peter is a criminal. So therefore, all the people will think that this type of people it's a criminal. And the last one we'll be talking about what's the two type of crimes that they're called. So basically, they are the white collar crimes and the blue collar crimes. So the blue collar crimes are basically the crimes that are committed by the wealthy people, or like the people that can afford like to pay like a really good lawyer or a really good mm, like a really people that can afford in order to pay for if something happened, versus like the blue collar crimes are the crimes that are committed by people that have a low income status, which they cannot hire like or have the potential to have this type of people. So that's the mains that they are talking, and the ones that they can afford to have one.